10,
9, 8,
7,
6,
3, 2,
1.
0.
What is up, Dash League? My name's not Gollum. With me is casting Firehorse behind the controls. Say hi, Firehorse. And also in the booth is Laggy. Seems like Laggy's muted at the moment. Oh,
No, I'm here. I'm here. Hello there.
image not found. Oh well, we'll get that image there someday. Welcome
Yeah.
in, Laggy.
It's all right. It's all right. It happens. It happens. Technical difficulties.
Yeah. So in the game today we've got Arc versus Southern Cross. It seems like most people who are keyed into the lead are aware, or the league rather, are aware of Arc being one of the top 3 teams in the league. Definitely a very experienced team. They've got a lot of heavy hitter players on their team. Southern Cross, which has been in the league for a while also, but isn't necessarily known as one of the top 3 teams, is going to have a bit of an uphill battle, I'm expecting. I'm looking forward to the performance of both teams. We've been in scrims with Southern Cross recently, and they've done fairly well against us. And you know, we're no top 3 team, but we're definitely up there. I'm looking forward to seeing what Southern Cross can bring today, and also looking forward to seeing that classic Arc performance. Very cool, very cool.
First elimination.
So, it looks like at this point in the talks, we've got both teams seemingly getting prepped and ready to go. As most people may or may not know, there's a pre-game session amount of time allotted for both teams to have conversations, get their players wrangled before the match is required to start. It looks like this first server is going to be at a disadvantage for Arc. The teams made some sort of negotiation for Southern Cross to have advantage for the server choice on this first map. You can see a lot of the red bars on Arc's side versus the green bars on Southern Cross. That's going to be a little bit of a difficult work around for Arc to have to make during this match. I'm sure Southern Cross is used to medium to high ping scenarios a lot, since a lot of the league teams are in the US. A lot of the non-US teams then have to organize matches really emphasizing the server choice for ping delay, since this is a very fast-paced game. Seems like both teams are ready though, grabbing that that caster drone, throwing it around. Thank you, Skivo. Very aggressive. He's telling you to back off and not mess with him during this match. Seems like they're just generally having fun. This whole mod with the moving the caster bot is really cool, especially because you could see it in game, right? It looks like they can. Odd Defiant and having a lot of fun there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So it seems like both teams are ready to start the match. I think they're just kind of waiting for whatever signal from one of their captains or something. This first map is going to be Launchpad, followed up by Quarry, and then if each team wins a map, we'll go straight to Control Point. Here we go, starting up the match.
Okay, so on red team, it looks like we have Arc. So let's see how they set up. I always say this every single time I'm on the cast. I'm always really interested in seeing how all the different teams in this league like to set up before the enemy team starts pushing. So let's see how Arc gets set up going. So usually they probably want to get shotguns. Well, at least any kind of loadout that isn't their pistol, so that they can get as much value as they can out of them, whether it be rockets or shots or maybe even shotguns. Because I know that I've seen
Match
some
starts
teams using
in
shotguns,
3,
especially in that
2,
little room with the health in
1.
it, because it forces
Go.
that close range interaction. So let's see how it'll go.
First elimination.
Skibo bouncing around that lower house, trying to make space. Teammates backing him up. Good kill on Universal. And the cart just got hit, but it's not cleared just yet.
Good hit by
There we
VX.
go. Who was that? That was, it seems like Arc had some rockets set up around the cart, but Southern Cross was just about able to clear them out. Now pushing forward, trying to make space. Arc not making that easy for them, certainly.
Ichiro in the stables and SMG, doing his best to defend, gets tagged by Rapscallion.
Rapscallion making their way behind the cart, trying to prevent this flank happening. It looks like they got only one kill there with the rockets, but the rockets were able to get cleared effectively. Southern Cross playing it very close to the cart. I'm sure that's partially because Arc is, you know, forcing them to do it. They're very good about taking space back. But Southern Cross now really seems to have control of the whole map. Arc's trying to get a few picks before they can move forward to the cart. Looks like the cart is a shield set up. Wasn't quite able to save them, unfortunately. And now Arc has control of the map here. This will be very important to see whether Southern Cross can quickly and effectively regain control or not. If they're not able to do it quickly, that could be a sign of how the rest of this match is going to go. Looks like they're doing some pretty heavy disruption here. Rapscallion caught up behind the enemy. VX getting that kill there. A lot of drop shots I'm noticing coming out of Arc. For those who aren't aware, dropping down from a high ledge and shooting while you do so, it slightly compresses your hitbox. But enough to make a difference in a lot of these high skill, high stress situations where you make a drop. You're harder to hit because your hitbox is smaller and because you're moving. You're not having to use the dash while you do it. Southern Cross so far has been doing a pretty decent job of getting those minor pushes on the cart. They're down the hill and starting to come around the corner at 350. It seems like about standard time for this map. Remembrant getting a good flank here, trying to take their dash. Just gets it. We'll see if he can make anything of it, though. That's the important difference. He got one kill.
Just one,
Two. Whew, that was
Wow.
huge. And now Southern Cross is pushing the cart. They are doing great right now.
Wow, 3 tags from Rembrandt. Now we finally just went down. That was a pretty valuable run for Disruptor.
And they're
And
still pushing the
honestly,
cart.
This is kind of crazy to see. I'm thoroughly surprised by how much Southern Cross has been pushing so far. They have around 3 minutes. They're not insanely impressed with them either.
Yeah. It's as long as they keep playing solidly like this, they're gonna make checkpoint with plenty of time. I'm sure I'm not trying to like downplay how well Southern Cross is playing today, because they are playing very well. But we do have to consider that ping is also a contributing factor.
Absolutely.
Arc
That makes a
may or
massive
may not
difference.
have practiced with high ping games enough before this. Who knows? But definitely Southern Cross has some amount of advantage with the delay of being able to hop around corners, process the situation with just a fraction of a second more than Arc often is allowed to do with this kind of ping. Solid push on cart. That whole time that Ichigo was on the cart was not moving, though. That is an important thing to keep in mind as Arc is really stacking the cart. Hopefully Southern Cross is going to get set up with explosives. That's going to be the main way they're going to be able to clear the cart, not riding the main rail like Universal did just there. Seems like Arc is trying to take ground again now. Odd stealing that health. Southern Cross can't have it. And it looks like their explosives that they were going to use on the cart got cleared. Arc still doesn't completely have control, though. Jedi got a little bit of a push there. VX trying some disruption. Universal not going to let that happen. Universal's been doing great this game, my goodness.
Yeah, Southern Cross has quite a few numbers in that part.
Yeah, and they're making it under the checkpoint. Arc just about clearing them out. A minute and a half to make it, yeah, 1%, 2%, something like that.
Yeah.
Looks like Southern Cross got to clear a complete team wipe almost.
Checkpoint.
Checkpoint!
7 minutes.
Now Arc is trying to set up in this area, not let Southern Cross get free push on the cart. Very smart by them. They're sending in just a few players at a time. But Remembrant not giving them the space that they were trying to keep. Setting up with shocks around corners, probably trying to get some sneaky kills before Arc is mentally prepared to have people in this triangle area. Just like that, Castle was waiting around that corner, looking in the shotgun room. Wasn't ready for Remembrant right behind him.
Wow. He got a lot of value out of that run.
Yeah, absolutely. VX trying to move down the main rail. And this whole time, Southern Cross has been double stacking the cart. It moves ever so slightly faster with 2 people than with 1. So as long as they can spare the manpower, it is absolutely worth it to be stacking in this area where you have the spawn advantage. Arc got a good clear on the cart here. Odd trying to pull something sneaky, hiding in the health room. Getting some crossing sight lines. We'll see if Jedi was able to call out where Odd is, and maybe someone's going to come around the corner peeking that. Yep, looks like that's exactly what Rapscallion tried to do. Wasn't able to get the kill though. A lot of Arc set up around the cart right now.
I don't think it would be too much of a stretch to say that Southern Cross is a little bit pressed for time now, because they do have 5 minutes, and they haven't pushed too much since they hit that checkpoint.
Absolutely, I agree. That early zone hold by Arc was huge for them. It wasn't. It's not where you usually expect a majority of the time for holds to be at, and for that reason, any amount of time that you're able to prevent the cart from moving so early on is great for you, as long as you're able to retake the ground after your team gets wiped, which is exactly what Arc has been able to do. Odd trying to set up the rockets somewhere where they're both protected by the angles, but also able to hit the cart. And the cart's been moving this whole time, and Rapscallion able to get that kill on Odd. No rockets for Arc. Crash Zone able to get another kill. The cart is still moving. If they're able to get towards this bridge without the cart being stopped, even if they get stopped after the bridge, I'd say that's huge. That more than makes up for the time, because this is an area where generally Arc tends to do very well in clearing this zone and holding it. It just seems like they're not quite able to get that momentum back. Southern Cross has been doing a very good job about moving that cart and preventing flanks on it. Moving to exactly the locations where Arc wants to be to hold the cart.
Yeah, it seems like they picked up a lot of pace, considering how they were doing earlier. Moving a
Absolutely.
lot quicker now.
They're still a little bit pressed for time if they want to be able to solidly make it underneath the little bridge that Skibo just moved under, which
Yeah,
is generally
probably
the
at very least
goal.
they want to go over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I would say that's about standard for 2 teams that are evenly matched. Also important to consider is no matter how far Southern Cross is able to move here, if their defense doesn't match up to their offense, then Arc might make it just as far as Southern Cross, if not farther, with less time. But so far, Southern Cross's offense as blue has been pretty damn solid. Crash Zone on the cart with shield, not quite able to block to the right of him. Southern Cross really needs to focus on grouping up and moving in all at once. They've been doing decent about that for most of the map, but it seems like they were starting to really try to recover their advantage by rushing in one at a time. They're waiting for a big group right now, though. Not quite able to make anything of it. Castle setting up with a long sight line. It seems like he's going to be sticking by the cart for most of this time, maybe hopping on it if a member of Southern Cross sneaks past. It also seems like Arc has really started to get into the groove of things. Southern Cross maybe coming into this match just a little bit more mentally prepared than Arc was. But now Arc seems to really be focused on that team coordination, taking proper sight lines, checking all the right corners, really following up on each other when one's getting shot. Castle especially is known as a very active player, very accurate, but also very good at analyzing a situation and making moves at the right time in the right place, directing his players. Southern Cross getting some good push on the cart. And they're still pushing the cart here. Especially Jedi getting that kill was huge. Because now there is no Arc players left alive. They're going to try and come through that door. Jedi. It seems like Arc actually went for a bit of a tricky move. They went past the door that Jedi was expecting them to go through, hitting the cart from an unexpected angle. That was a very good move. And now Arc has control of that zone that Southern Cross was struggling to push through earlier. They're just pushing up way past the cart, not letting Southern Cross even remotely approach it.
See if in these last 2 minutes roughly they'll be able to get past that little tunnel area, because then they'd be able to use it next turn when they're defending themselves.
Absolutely. Southern Cross really needs to be effective with these group ups too. They need to make sure that they have 4 or 5 players every single time, otherwise they just might not gain anything from it. Especially when Ichigo gets a solid 2 kills like that.
Yeah, you can see on the signature map that Southern Cross was making some kind of an effort to group up with at least 4 people, but then Ichigo just pulled up and just got rid of 2 at least.
And this is what I was talking about earlier. Southern Cross did a good job of pushing through this area quickly, because as soon as Arc gets set up, they are very solid in defending this zone in particular. I would say that they're probably well known for it. So Southern Cross kind of has their work cut out for them trying to push through here. Rapscallion going for a sneaky move, trying to watch in front and behind. Odd able to get that kill that he needs. A little bit more rail riding than I'd like to see, especially because Odd is then able to just ride the rail back towards Southern Cross and get a lot of easy kills. Got about 30 seconds left. Southern Cross is either going to push right now, or they're just going to wait until the overtime, maybe try and get a few kills for pushing. Good kill by Skibo.
10,
So it looks like they just about
9,
made it underneath the little bridge area.
6,
Jedi
5,
riding the main rail,
4,
didn't have any dash, I
3,
expect.
2,
Any overtime?
1. Time's up.
No,
Red team
just
wins.
barely. That was close.
Yep. So they just got stopped right in front of that tunnel. So we'll see how that's gonna go next round.
Yeah. And that's about where most
Switching
teams that are evenly
sides.
matched are expected to go, is that 85-86% range. So as long as Southern Cross's
Prepare to
defense
start.
matches up to Arc's offense, then this is going to be a pretty solid match for them.
Yeah, that spot though is gonna be a little bit rough for Southern Cross, because usually, if they would have pushed that cart a lot more farther, then they'd have a lot more opportunities to hold that certain area in particular. So now it's a pretty rough spot to be stopped
Match
at.
starts.
Yeah,
So
they're
we'll
not
see a
able
little
to
bit of,
2,
they're not able to see the
1,
cart from spawn.
go. First elimination.
I'm trying to watch that health pack. Peeking on cart, gets a kill, gets killed. The cart ain't moving. Rapscallion taken out of the basement. I think most of Southern Cross is dead at this point. So Arc's starting to move forward. And Arc is also double stacking that cart. Love to see it. Maybe even triple stacking it if Skibo feels like it's safe enough. Oh, there's someone from Southern Cross just in their house with double rockets. Just about now getting taken out, I think. But they kind of made some space for the rest of Southern Cross to try and catch up and get control of that zone further down the rail. So far, though, Arc has been very solid in double stacking this cart and moving it forward. If you remember, Arc was able to disrupt the cart around this zone a little bit more than Southern Cross so far has been able to. It also seems like Southern Cross has been able to sneak behind the cart, get some pistol kills, but hasn't, until just now, been able to set up rockets. Very good by Rapscallion. Long distance rockets. Love to see the gold rockets too. That makes me feel good as a fellow Rocketeer. A Castle getting the Rocketeer kill does not make me feel good. Castle going for the hard disruption. Ichigo following up. Not letting Southern Cross get an advantage just because they were able to kill Castle. Looks like Arc's just about down the hill at this point. A little bit ahead of time for 14. doing a little bit better than Southern Cross was, but now Southern Cross solidly has the spawn advantage here. So let's see what they're able to make of it. They're able to set up rockets very far away from the cart. If Arc is able to effectively push rockets over and over and not let them set up, I expect they're going to push the cart better than Southern Cross did. So far seems like the case. I don't see any rockets anywhere. Just a universal. There we go. I think that's a team wipe. Almost. Not quite a team wipe. Arc really keeping the pressure on. They're doing great right now. Southern Cross has rockets up somewhere. Rapscallion way in the back. Trying to stay protected. I think that was Ichigo not quite able to get the kill. Someone got the kill on rockets though. Crash zone. Good clear on the cart. Skibo left on the cart. Now the cart's underneath the bridge. They've got 3 minutes left. As long as Arc continues to solidly push like they've been doing, they've got plenty of time to make it under that checkpoint, ideally at a faster pace than Southern Cross did. Good team push by Arc and team wipe. Seems like Southern Cross's rocket set up somewhere. Maybe those got taken out. One Arc member left. There you go. Perfect timing by Rapscallion. Low on health. Yeah, there we go. Going back for that health. It seems like Southern Cross is setting up two different explosives. They've got the shocks right there, Remembrant, hitting the cart, and Rapscallion following up for once Remembrant gets killed. Personally, I like to see at least two explosives set up. Kill one, and then the other is still left alive. Hopefully giving enough time for the second explosive to then, you know, get explosives again.
Oh.
There you go, Remembrant got taken out. Can he kill the rockets?
Yeah, he got rid of the rockets. So it looks like...
Nice.
It looks like if Arc does make this checkpoint, they're gonna have a little bit rough, close to the same amount of time that Southern Cross did last round.
Yeah, yeah. If not a little bit more, I think.
Yep.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, it's practically the same amount of time, I think.
Did Southern Cross get 2 minutes?
Somewhere around that range. They're just roughly a bit closer to time than Southern Cross, I think.
Yeah, even still, these teams are doing, like you said, fairly equal. And that's surprising and good to see, yeah, if I can be honest.
Yeah, they're doing pretty decent.
Arc double stacking that cart, occasionally single stacking as they move through this zone. It seems like they're having players follow up to really try and keep control of this area. Prioritizing not letting Southern Cross even get to the cart for getting that faster movement by stacking it. Ichigo setting up in triangle, not letting any Southern Cross members move through left side. Seems like both teams have been very good about having someone move through a doorway, die, and having a second player who's following them up get the kill on the person who just killed their teammate. Both teams have been very solid about that, and I think that really helps with the offense of both teams, especially. Someone on Southern Cross was disrupting the cart. The cart got stopped for just a moment. Now it's moving again. Seems like those rockets are still alive. Not quite able to hit onto the cart, though. There we go. Good kill by Rapscallion. We can go ahead and watch that pop life meter there. Rapscallion getting taken out. I expect Arc is really going to try and take space, maybe even stack this cart if possible, for as long as the explosives are dead. I think they're making it up this hill with about 1 minute faster than Southern Cross did. Arc did have an earlier first zone post-checkpoint, a better post-checkpoint rather. Really stacking that cart. Seems like the Southern Cross players are able to get peeks on the cart, but not able to get kills on the cart. Whereas with Southern Cross, if an Arc member did peek on the cart, they got the kills. But they were having more difficulty actually reaching visibility of the cart. A bit of an interesting difference between the teams. Rapscallion trying to set up with rockets. Arc really doesn't want them to do that. It looks like he's going to be able to do it anyways. The cart's moving this whole time that they're trying to get health.
Looks like
Good kill. Yeah.
5 minutes to just make the goal, and it's literally right there.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very difficult hold for Southern Cross. Especially when Arc keeps sending members to disrupt like that, and Castle keeps getting those headshots right there on the cart. Southern Cross has to make a move. 4 Arc members set up around the cart. This is very, very bad for Southern Cross. Seems like Arc's about to make it towards the goal. And there we go. So now the match is not over. Arc has won the match, but it's how much they win by that is also very important for MMR gain and loss. It seems like they're still able to push the cart here. They got about 4.5 minutes left to try and make it to 100%. Ideally, they want to make it all the way to 100% with as much time left over as possible. Seems like Southern Cross was able to get the necessary kills to completely clear the cart and take control of that zone. They're giving Arc a little bit of space to set up a group. And as I say that, they send disruptors in, which is good. I like Crash Zone staying close to the cart, and Ichigo trying to do some sort of flank. All but one Arc player getting cleared out. There you go, I think that's a team wipe. Now, if Remembrant had waited just a little bit... Aw, never mind. I take back what I was going to say about him hiding. Arc able to get an effective clear on Triangle. Castle doing some crazy fast dashing through into their bunker, flanked behind the cart, trying to take as much attention away from the cart as possible, but Southern Cross able to clear him and defend the cart at the same time. I also like the fact that Southern Cross is not giving Arc space to set up over here whenever possible. They're sending 2 team members to go and disrupt in the triangle, and ideally those 2 team members die and then are able to help defend the cart as soon as Arc starts pushing it, just based on the respawn timer. Arc getting some movement on the cart though, 2 people stacked on it. There we go, that's a team clear. Every inch Arc makes though is MMR lost from Southern Cross, so they really got to work on this defense.
What I really like though, from Southern Cross in particular, is how every time they do manage to get it clear from that cart, they do not waste any time to just push out and try to stop any group ups that Arc is trying to pull off.
Absolutely, they just go for it. They know that Arc is respawning, and they'll have the space to try and go forward and make it clear.
Yeah, and even though they do end up dying in the end, they still have spawn advantage. They can still continue to defend the cart.
A lot of these team fights have been very close and just barely in favor of one team or another, with like 1 or 2 teammates left over. This match has been very exciting to watch. Let's see, in about 3 minutes, Arc has only made it an additional 3%, going from 85 to 88. Moving the cart now, probably about to make it to 89 on this push, if not more. And now that the cart has almost moved around the corner here, they're going to have some protection from Southern Cross's spawn. Southern Cross is not going to be able to just shoot the cart from spawn. They have to move all the way out to the side. Ooh, that's rough to see by Jedi, but that does happen when the caster's on you. Good kill by Castle. Now Arc is making their move. Castle trying to keep the bunker clear. And the cart is moving. They're at 90%. Southern Cross almost getting the team wipe. I think there's a few Arc members left alive somewhere.
1 minute remaining.
And we got 1 minute remaining. This is going to be close for whether or not Arc can make it to 100% though. It will be slightly easier than it was earlier, since that cart is facing towards Southern Cross's spawn. But again, Southern Cross has a huge spawn advantage. This may be the push that wins the game, though, if Arc plays their cards right. Especially if Castle gets a double or triple kill like that. Almost 100%.
Blue team
There we go,
wins.
27 seconds left.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah. That was impressive. That was good work by both teams. You can go ahead and see Castle top scoring overall in the lobby at 10,000 points. both him and Ichigo getting top kills as well. Universal over on Southern Cross getting 65. And you see Southern Cross's score overall. I know score isn't everything, but a lot of their kills and score is kind of even across the board. Whereas Arcs tends to be a little bit more spread. I wonder if that's indicative of their different roles that they were playing during that game. Usually see a lot more spread if people are a lot more specialized in certain things or different things. So yeah, now we're doing, I expect a server change. This next server is probably going to be ping more in Arc's advantage. And we'll be moving on to domination. Up here later today, we've got Supernova versus Team Name, followed by that was earlier today, wasn't it? Supernova versus Team Name.
Yeah,
I believe that's on
that's-
Dashly. Was that recorded?
Yeah, Drake asked it, I think.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and watch that game after this one over on Dash League TV. I'm sure
Yep.
that's a very fun match. Supernova is
Website
another team.
streaming. This should be the last match for today.
Yeah. Supernova is another team that's been surprising me throughout this league, honestly. Just generally, they've been doing better than I previously expected from them based on the previous season. Looks like we got a Quarry as the domination here. I'm sure both teams have been really practicing the hell out of these maps because at least in the previous season, a lot of teams didn't seem to like playing Quarry hardly at all. They avoided it as much as possible, whereas this season, it's a little bit more balanced between Waterway and Quarry, it seems like. Teams have kind of figured out how to play Quarry quickly when possible. And also have been, I would think, a little bit more okay with a slightly longer, more drawn-out match, especially if you're the lower-ranked team. You might want to draw this match out as much as possible in order to minimize MMR loss. But that said, for this match, we are going to have Arc with the ping advantage here. We'll see how Southern Cross is able to adapt around that for this map, or if Arc is able to get a bunch of team wipes and quick button clears. You were, Ichigo, oh nope. Sorry, Laggy. You were talking earlier about how the openers are something that you most like to watch and talk about.
Yeah, I really do.
And that's like the huge, like the biggest thing I think for domination is how the opener goes, right?
Absolutely, yes, because that's just the part of the game where especially after you lose or win a round in domination, there's still that little second win moment where you have to get your head back on, because that's just how it is with domination. You're just constantly at odds with each other if both of the teams are good. It's pretty rare, in my opinion, to see a completely one-sided domination match, and in cases like those, it's completely possible for one team to score, only for the team that just got scored on to slap back immediately with their score of their own. So that's why I think opening pushes are just the most important in any domination map, because that very brief moment of time where both of the teams are at their most vulnerable, because at least two players have 5 dashes and everyone else is alive and they're getting all their buttons. That's when the both teams are the most vulnerable, and that's when it's just the most dangerous, because they can set each other up for the round and it can just go back to a back and forth kind of situation, or it can just end in an instant. That's why I always love to watch those.
Mhm. Here we've got the Walker tier Cycle 2 standings, Blood up on the top with a 913 MMR. I think we used to have Acid in here. Unfortunately, they disbanded recently. We've got the Sprinter tier, Cycle 2 match or ranks so far, and the Dasher tier, Cycle 2 standings with D expectedly up on the top. Southern Cross in the previous cycle gained a lot of MMR, so that's why they're at number 2 here. And honestly, that's probably going to be better for Arc because you gain MMR not just based on how much you win or lose, but based on the rank of your opponent. If your opponent is higher ranked than you and you win, you'll gain more MMR than if they were equal or below you. So that's going to be huge for Arc if they're able to win this domination, both in general and if they're able to win it quickly. Otherwise, I think we're just waiting for both teams to give the go-ahead and say they're ready. I'm sure both teams are really going over their strats and hammering it in for all their teammates, making sure everyone's on the same page because this is a very important match. Um, there
So
are
this is a
shields on
quarry, right?
Quarry, right? Yes, this is Quarry.
Yeah.
There are
Okay,
shields
quarry.
on Quarry, right?
Yeah, I think so in the terminal area.
Okay, okay. No, I was just wondering about that because I've never used a shield on domination, but occasionally people like to do it. People like Mr. V on HHI make brilliant use out of shields.
Yeah,
Uh,
sometimes shields are also used for button holding as well. That
mhm.
that happens very rarely. I think that happened like at least once last season, which was me. But something about that is this is completely unrelated. I'm sorry, but I've been I that happened last season with other versus death if I remember correctly, and I've seen that flying around with at least 2 other people who use my like shrugging after the counter as their like their profile picture or something. It's kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, that I made a cameo. But anyway, that's completely unrelated. I'm sorry. Just that shields are definitely used in loadouts, especially with Mr. V with his revolver. But they're also used for shotguns too, especially. I think that's a
Yes,
significantly more common.
definitely.
It's
Anything,
definitely a very niche option in my opinion, but if people know how to utilize it correctly, it's really cool to see it.
yeah, it's used for I would say any weapon where you can get a kill in 1 or 2 shots just right away. Uh, so you only need one gun, ideally, to be just as effective as everyone else. Um, in my experience, shields take a lot of commitment in order to really explore them and get used to the drawbacks and benefits and use them most effectively. So for those who really practice them, a lot of other people may or may not be used to someone who's actually skilled with a shield. Um, and all this is coming off of just not seeing the shield on the weapons available screen. This isn't to say that I know anyone on either of these 2 teams being good with shields. But that said, the match is about to start. Here's this opener.
But yeah, something that does scare me about Corey is how your home base is just directly connected to the other home base with just a single tunnel network. And as a result of that, Corey is honestly really easy to be a very one-sided map, considering that it's
Yeah.
domination.
And that said, Ark almost just scored a point. It's just Rapscallion up, or Remembrant rather.
Very narrow counter by Rapscallion.
Wow. Oh
Wow.
man.
Wow.
A good triple hold by Ark. Just enough life
Holy.
left for Rapscallion to kill them, but not push the button. That was a
Wow,
great
the amount of
opener.
frustration. That's exactly what
Yeah.
I'm saying, though. That the servers probably must have played a massive role in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Gamer Smash moving through Channel methodically, not by himself, it seems like. He's got a teammate to back it up. Seems like after that initial opener where they really just tried to rush in, now they're trying to go for control, since Southern Cross may or may not be ready for that kind of rush. Rapscallion just skipping into Ark's base, getting taken out by Gamer Smash. That was a good follow-up. It seems like Ark has pretty solidly been able to control B. I'm unsure where the difficulties for Southern Cross are there. It seems like they're putting a lot of emphasis in the tunnel and trying to pull Ark's attention in different directions. As I say that, Southern Cross gets control of B and is now fighting for control of their own base. Good counter by Axion. I think at this point, Southern Cross has control of their base. It's probably moving out to B. But maybe not. I just saw 2 players there only just now. They were probably taking their time, making sure their base was cleared, and/or moving through tunnel. I've been seeing a lot of that out of Southern Cross this match. Good flank by Remembrant. Wonder if he's going to get B, uncontrol it. There's a lot of ARC team members on B right now. Doesn't quite seem like it. Oh, good follow-up. Southern Cross can put the pressure on ARC's base. They might be able to get a score here. Doesn't seem like it, though. ARC able to sneak around and get all 3 buttons. That was a fun, confusing little fight there, kind of running into each other. VX making their way steadily forward. Rapscallion probably able to get the clear on B there. Weller's just trying to hold the tunnel, not let Gamersmash move through. But now that he has that dash, he has the opportunity to quickly dash through. It looks like Gamersmash is going to wait for the rest of his teammates to call something out. Or to get a kill like he did just now. Seems like he's playing very carefully. Now going forward to get a hold along with Castle. Not quite enough dashes or time left for Gamersmash to solo hold that button. Southern Cross able to regain control. Can they regain the momentum though? Remembrant tried to sneak to the enemy base. Teammate wasn't quite able to back him up in time. Whereas Skibo and Gamersmash are moving in tandem, backing each other up. One of them presumably being a scout, the other one able to follow up and get a kill from wherever their teammate gets killed from. See a lot of Southern Cross in their own base. ARC is really putting the pressure on them, not letting them move out, and not letting them get their own dashes either.
To be honest though, I just think Corey really does demand a lot from both teams, because it's either a matter of just very good coordination, but then it's also a matter of just having puzzle pieces fall together to have a countdown. Okay, wow, that was a very narrow counter. But yeah, that's part of it as well.
Yeah, I see that. We can see Axion moving through the dash animation.
That's so cool.
This is a weird glitch. We can see... Yeah, it's just the camera is stuck in whatever position it was in. So I guess we can kind of intuit what's happening based on the counters or not. It looks like Axion just died. Southern Cross had control of B. Now it's just 3 left, trying to get control of their base again. ARC has a solid hold here. Are they about to get a point? Yeah, there we go. Looks like ARC was able to get that multi-person hold.
It's like we've got most of the coverage of that match through Axion's little ghost.
Yeah, we can go ahead and also look at the minimap. We can't see what individual players are doing, but we have a general idea of the movement and strategy of each team. It seems like Southern Cross really likes to open with that rail. And Southern Cross putting everybody through B.
Yeah.
No, that's
a bit of emphasis in the terminal area and the B area as well. A lot of things have to happen at once for things to go right for a team.
Seems like ARC's trying to get a hold on the enemy button. Not quite able to get B. Someone on Southern Cross is out there disrupting. Looks like they just got cleared, but ARC can't hold the enemy point with just one player. They have to have in multiple. Southern Cross isn't going to let that happen. Looks like we got the team split between 2 different locations, both the tunnel and B. Someone from ARC was snuck in, but just got killed. Now ARC, I assume Gamersmash and Skibo moving in through tunnel, trying to hold the button by themselves, while the rest of ARC tries to get control of B and move forward. Southern Cross getting some good clears. If they can get B and move forward into ARC's base, they might be able to score a point here. Huge team fight either in the tunnel or at B. Looks like someone moving through the tunnel, I assume ARC or Skibo. They have control of the enemy base, but not B. There's too many Southern Cross players over at B for ARC to be able to get the score. 3 ARC players over in Southern Cross's base. Whoever from Southern Cross is moving into the enemy base, looks like that was Remembrant. It was important that they stayed alive for that long. Southern Cross was able to regain control. And this is what you were talking about earlier, Laggy, about this being like a mental strength thing. You need to be used to getting domed over and over as you try to move forward. and just trying the same thing but slightly differently over and over again until the cards all fall into place in your favor. Because you can see the advantage moving back and forth between the two teams. Arc, for the most part, has had control of their own base this entire time. Southern Cross just needs to put their head down and continue moving forward, wasting as much time as possible, not letting Arc get that score at the very least. Seems like Arc might be about to do it, though. They're moving in as a whole team. One person gets the button, 4 people around to hold it. Southern Cross gets the counter, and 3 of them respawn. 4.
Yeah,
Are they
this
able to hit the
feature has
button?
a few red dots there, so.
Looks like they're just about to do it. Arc has control. It's just Universal and Axion. Good counter. Got
But yeah,
Southern
just
Cross
doing our
players
best to get as
respawning.
much coverage of the match as possible because we are experiencing a few technical difficulties at the moment.
Yeah. But we got it. We've been having a killer caster for this entire match. Thank you, Firehorse, for trying to problem solve this. For the most part, the map in the top right, though, has been decent for seeing an overhead view of what's going on.
It's a really good tool for the commentators.
It's also good, I would say, for newer players and teams wanting to review matches and kind of get an understanding of what high-level play for different maps looks like. Is you can kind of study the patterns going on here, how Arc bounces moving through B versus moving through the tunnel. We might be just in time for a score. Perfect
Wow.
timing. Perfect timing by Firehorse. Thank you.
Wow.
There we
Nah, man,
go.
no worries.
Hmm.
You're good, you're good.
Looks like Arc wins overall. That was some very solid plays by both teams. Arc just not letting Southern Cross get into Arc space that entire time, I think really gave them the edge they needed. Also, getting all those crazy number of kills that they did. Everyone on Arc almost getting 20 kills, whereas only Rapscallion on Southern Cross getting 20 kills.
Yeah, so on Arc, there's VX with 27 kills and 8 deaths, and then on Southern Cross, we have Rapscallion with just 21-21. In terms of score, it really does just show how devoted, not devoted is the wrong word, dedicated, dedicated to the objective in that map. So honestly, it was a pretty impressive showing by both teams.
Yeah.
I'm not too surprised.
Yeah. Well, good job to Southern Cross and to Arc. Good job to Arc for winning this match, and Southern Cross for holding on so long. I've been Not Gollum.
This is Laggy.
And thank you, Firehorse, for casting this match, being the man in the chair.